Hi, this is 77 Apes, and this song is called Transcendent Love. You want love, you can't waste it. You need love, can't let just hate it. Looking for love so divine, yeah, I kind of love you know that I hypnotize, you can't feel it. Transcendent love. I want love, you can't wait it. I need love, yeah, you know, taste it. Looking for a love that's so divine, yeah, it's how the love is gonna hypnotize. I wanna get that transcendent love. Want love, you can't buy it. You need love, you gotta try it. I'm looking for love so divine, yeah, kind of love you know it's hypnotized. Gotta get that transcendent love. I want love, I can't waste it. I need love, yeah, you can't fake it. Looking for love so divine, yeah, kind of love you know a little hypnotized. You wanna get that transcendent love.
Whoa, Transcendent Love by 77 Apes, the performer name of Gary Aronsen, who also leads the band The 77 Apes here on Dateline New Haven. Good morning, sir, and thanks for coming on air.
Thank you very much for having me, Paul. I appreciate it.
You're listening to Acoustic Thursday at Studio 51 here at WNHH, and we bring on local performers and highlight the work they're doing. And Gary, a.k.a. Mr. 77, is up to something interesting with this new batch of songs he's playing, one of which you just heard, which is that he's recorded an EP to raise money for New Haven's Embattled Refugee Resettlement Program, IRIS, Integrated Refugee and Immigrant Services. As a lot of people who read our site, the New Haven Independent, know, the federal government President Trump took a hammer to all sorts of relief agencies around the country. Half the money got cut right away from IRIS. They closed in their offices. They laid off people. The community's rising up. Last week, if you listened to the show, we had people in who just organized hundreds of volunteers to try to step in the gap to keep families coming here, but also not as many are going to be coming. So, Gary, how did you get involved in this? How did this project come up?
Well, as a local singer-songwriter in the area and a follower of the New Haven Independent News, when I saw the story about the cuts that are going on across all levels of government, both federal and local, but seeing an agency like IRIS CT, which clearly is providing a valuable service to help any person become an American and become a citizen, to meet that kind of American dream that we kind of grew up with, to see what's happening in the face of the current administration's assault. As a child of immigrants myself, from the 1920s, I came here and made the best life they could. It's disappointing and frustrating to see that attack. And so within the span of a couple of months, I just sat down and just started writing some songs. And these 6 songs are exclusive to the Bandcamp album service. $6 for 6 songs, and 5 of those dollars go directly to IRIS CT. And so
the other goes to vacation in Aruba.
The other goes
for the drinks on the plane.
Unfortunately, it all goes for the fees for all the digital costs there are for music. But I do encourage you guys to check out I tried to write bangers and hits for all the different songs. So this way you've got some rock, you've got some Latin sounds, you've got some acoustic. So please check out that.
Latino, I saw the salsa there.
Yes. So that song, I did a residency at a restaurant called La Katrina, and that's a song I'm going to play in a little bit in West Haven. And so I got very influenced by their art and by their music.
So, Gary, a lot of people who aren't pleased with, are very upset about all the different ways traditional life in America is under assault right now, from the way of constitutional separation of powers to crackdown on people with different opinions, to defunding medical research, whatever the issue is. There's a feeling by a lot of people, what do we do about it? We scroll, we get pissed, you get angry at anyone who disagrees with you, you want to jump on someone who is on the other side. I'm interested in how this motivated you. Had you been doom scrolling? Had you felt like, I don't want to put words in your mouth, had you felt like you wanted to take some kind of action, use your own talents, whatever you can contribute in a small way? Had you already been showing up at protests, or was this like the moment you said, aha, I can have some agency?
In this particular instance, I'm a local person. I'm a teacher and a scientist, and so I'm doing my best to try and keep people educated about what's going on in the world on all fronts, as an anthropologist, which is my day job. But I gave money to the ACLU, Planned Parenthood. So one of the things I can offer is, I've been playing music for a while, and I thought this would be an effective way to kind of, again, not play songs that are all doom and gloom and angry, but instead, celebratory songs about the human experience. And that's really what I tried to do.
I didn't hear anything about immigrants in that last song.
Yeah, that song. The title.
Some of them I do.
Yep, the title "Transcendent Love" is a specific choice in terms of trans and trans rights.
Oh, so it was related.
It was.
So it is about trans love.
It is about transcendent love. All love is meaningful love. And that includes
so do all these songs because some of the songs is obvious. We're playing with the end from the recording. Yeah. Who's next? Like literally about the things we're reading in the headlines. Yeah. The other ones. Is it sound like you wrote a song that could have a broader appeal? The way all great art does. It's about something specific, but it's something more universal, like with this transcendent love and trans. So was it a series of songs, some of them literally like right from headlines, other looking more globally, but inspired by the events?
Absolutely. And so some of them are very pointed in their lyrical writing. One, I won't be able to play it here because it's a very salsa-infused song called Te Necesito Mal, was much more of a kind of a fun exploration of Cuban and Latin music. And I just wanted that one to be more of a good time song. It's important to keep people up to date, and there's plenty of angry singer-songwriters on one front, but every once in a while, people just got to shake their butt. Be careful on the radio.
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, so that's one song that's a little bit more just kind of like, let's relax and have a little bit of fun.
So that's another idea that pops in my head when I'm hearing you talk, that it's not that you want to say horrible things are happening, so let's just go party. But is there a danger sometimes when we're overwhelmed by assaults on values that we cherish, that we lose our sense of humor about it, or lose the ability when we're feeling the zone is flooded with assaults on our values, that we give up something if we also can't relax or have fun or find joy in moments, even at the lowest moments?
I think that's absolutely true. One of the best examples that you can find of that is during the most recent protests that just occurred, the signs and the imagery.
Part. The signs are my favorite part.
And it's definitely the best way to show just kind of like, people are angry and upset, and social media certainly doesn't help in some respects of that. But these creative signs and the way people are expressing not just their frustration and disappointment in our current government, but making it clear that, they're having a good time putting this stuff together.
And they're not downplaying the seriousness of it.
Absolutely not. And I think that's important, is that a community, it represents the heart and soul of everybody involved in it. And it can't all be anger and hate, because in my opinion, that's what's driving much of this current administration's policies and programs.
This is, I just want to follow up a little more on that. So I was feeling that way on Saturday I didn't really care about the speeches, to be honest. I like that we took the street. It was the signs that really got me, because what you said about social media, I'm finding it's not helping me. Yeah. The way people just get angrier and want to take it out on someone or troll or dox them, even if I'm on their side, it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel useful. Yeah. But when I saw the signs and I saw people saying, we're not going to hide, we're not going to run away from it, but we are going to have some fun in the process and be out and see each other and be creative. And you're being creative with this music. Gary Aronsen, 77 Apes, with his new EP, with the proceeds going to Iris. Albums about what's happening with deportations. It's called Shout, Fight, Sing, Cry, Dance, Love.
That's it.
Love that name.
Thank you.
So what are you going to play for us next?
The next song is one of my older songs, and then I'm going to play another one from the album. But this is a song that I wrote in one of the best restaurants in the town called La Katrina in West Haven, Connecticut. And the art in that place is it's festooned with Aztec and Latin culture and imagery. So I wanted to write kind of a murder ballad song. And so that's what I'm going to play for you guys.
Narco-terrorist or no? So. Not one of the narco ballads?
No, sir.
What's it called?
It's called La Katrina.
All right.
Ready?
Ready.
Hey, La Katrina, you're all I see at night. You're all that I dream about under the twilight. Hey, La Katrina, won't you hold me to your breast? I've been on the run so long, sure could use the rest. Yeah, I'm down in Oaxaca, by the land of gone. Police coming around the corner, know what I have done. Like Katrina, know I found my wife in the arms of my best friend. Maybe you can tell me now who committed sin. I said you got me. Hey, La Katrina, very near the end. On my knees in the Inglesia, barrel to my head. Like Katrina, won't you hear me now as I sing my final song? Maybe in the land of the dead, help me sing along. Hey, La Katrina, draw my final breath. Gather me into your loving arms. Give that kiss of death. And I sing la da 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 la da la da da la da 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 da. Ooh.
La Katrina by 77 Apes, a.k.a. Gary Aronsen, in the studio here live on WNHH FM. Acoustic Thursday at Studio 51. That was fun.
Thank you very much.
I know it's on the intro and you're playing single notes. You do something with the amp you bought to kind of get a more atmospheric feel on it. What were you doing specifically?
Yep, so I got a wonderful little Roland Cube amp. I'm covering for the fact that I'm not the best guitar player, and so having a little effect helps. But a little bit of delay and a little bit of chorus kind of helps it go a long way in some respects. So I'll be playing that song and some other ones. I got a show coming up at Bleachers tomorrow night with our full band. And if you like some of the music you're hearing, and if you like the EP, the entire full band I have is going to be playing at the Taste of Connecticut Festival in Hartford at Bushnell Park, and that's going to be on May 17th. There's music, food, and trucks all day, and we hope you guys can come. We'll be around playing from 5 to 6 is when our set is set up.
And where is Bleachers?
Bleachers is in Bristol, Connecticut. It's a really great bar.
And what time are you playing there Friday?
The show is from 9 to till whenever we stop. Our band goes on. There's 3 bands playing: Karma, Attention Rebellion, and the 77 Apes. We are the closers.
How many members you have in the band and where they play?
The band, we have 4 amazing members. We have Lisa Tonner, who's on the drums. She is a staple of the New Haven music scene. We have Andre Cardenas, who is on the bass. And we just have a new guitarist who's just joined us. This will be his debut show. His name is John Monahan.
Is he on electric and you're on acoustic?
Yes.
All right. So tell me about how you got started. You told me it was during the pandemic. So your career has been as a biological anthropologist, which I guess is how we get the 77 Apes. Why is it 77?
76 is too few.
Okay, you got a little random there, double luck, whatever. And then, so how'd you get started? As a pandemic project?
Yeah, I mean, just like everybody else, I remember when the shutdown happened, and I'm of a certain age, and I figured it might be time that my numbers punched. So I always wanted to write and sing and play. So I taught myself how to play guitar.
How did you do that? YouTube videos?
I used a lot of YouTube. A guy named Marty Schwartz was kind of where I started. and then from there
On YouTube? Or?
on YouTube. Yep. And then from there, Mac has GarageBand free. I bought a little box to do an input, and here I am. I've released three albums, one double album, a live EP, and this is the second EP I've done, and a bunch of singles. So, the best way to phrase it is I'm trying to do the best I can with the time I got left.
Oh, that's nice. You got a lot of time left. 56.
I hope so.
Who are your main influences?
That's
you
a
said
tough
you
one.
always wanted to be a songwriter. Why was that? Were you a big?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
scientist?
the cartoonish aspect of it is that my favorite writers and musicians, James Morrison from The Doors, obviously, a guy named Jason Molina, who's a spectacular singer-songwriter. And I grew up in the punk ethos and the punk era too, and so Iggy Pop, David Bowie, some of these guys. So I try my best to be as eclectic as possible. So.
And you know Spanish.
I know enough Spanish to get myself in trouble. I think
Is that from your research or?
Nope, that was something I took it in school, and I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and so I was always in neighborhoods and communities where you had to be able to communicate, and the best way to do that is make sure you
What part
can
of
speak more
Brooklyn?
languages. I grew up in. I was born in Bay Ridge, and then I grew up in a place called Sunset Park.
And was there a music scene there that influenced you? Were you a high schooler sneaking into punk clubs? Or?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time there. CBGB's was open, so we were there a
Still?
lot.
Wait,
Oh,
CBG because their heyday.
Oh, it was the tail end of that. It was the.
Yeah.
But I saw some really really fun bands there on one front. L'Amour's was a heavy metal club that was in Brooklyn. 2001, Space Odyssey. Remember the disco from Saturday Fever? That was open when I was a kid. So I remember. Yep, there's a couple places
Did you
I
see
spent
the
time.
expose that whole Saturday Night Live Fever story
No,
was
I
a
haven't.
fraud?
Oh,
It was
no.
all about that disco, and the Village Voice had a cover story about this amazing story of the guy that John Travolta character is based on.
No, I
And
didn't.
it turned out it was all invented.
There you go. So the best stories are always legends.
yeah,
So, That's funny.
And so, does your biological anthropology work influence music at all, or it's just a side thing? It's just the name.
I would say some aspects of having to write and having to think in a specific way. The best thing about science is that science is extremely creative in and of itself.
Yeah.
It's you're always trying to solve problems and trying to come up with innovative ways. So it's a different method of thinking than art because it's very structured in its pattern. It's very critical. One of the main reasons I'm enjoying doing this so much is that it gives me this very creative freedom to just do, something that's different. So.
Okay, so you said these songs over the course of a month, but Iris, I think the decision was only how long ago was it that we broke the news about Iris? I think it was like a month ago, maybe a month and a half.
I think it was about a month and a half. I remember the first signs of the cracks that were coming up that the feds were starting to target all aid to all communities.
Oh, they just shut
of
it down
supporting
immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's a short period in which to write. Was it 6 songs?
6 songs. Yep.
That was quick. How'd you pump them out like that?
It was, part of it was like that song La Katrina. I did a residency at La Katrina. I was playing music there in December. And so like some of the stuff was percolating in my head. And then others were very much kind of like, it was really a catalyst of just kind of like, it's wrong that this is happening and what can I do? And so, none of I guess the best way I could phrase it, none of the songs are terribly complicated on one front.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last song you're going to hear is probably the angriest and the fastest song I've ever written in my life. But I just really wanted to find some positive way again to focus my extreme unhappiness with how things are going. And, I've signed up to be a volunteer with Iris. And so I'm going to try and do other things that are more helpful to the community than just
What
picking up
country
a
was your
guitar.
parents or grandparents who came over in the 20s?
It was my great-grandparents.
Great-grandparents.
Yep.
And
So-
where did they come from?
on my father's side, it was from Norway, and so he was a chef on a cruise ship, and she, I think, was someone who worked in the linens. And the family legacy is that they jumped ship in Brooklyn, and they never got back. They never went back on the boat. So
And where was she from?
both of them were Norwegian. So
All right. So what's the next song you got for us, Gary?
the next song I'm going to play is the opener from
The new EP.
the new EP, and this song is kind of a dream about starting a new life, but sometimes people are dealing with all the struggles and the things that are difficult, and they may choose maybe not the best way to deal with them. So the title of this song is called Intoxicate. This is the first time I've ever played this live, so here we go. I started at midnight, sheets soaking wet. Search for the curve of your thigh. All alone I reach for the glass, pour one more drink, just to get through the night. Temptation burns in my eyes, nothing left to disguise. Try to run, it's too late. Intoxicate. I wander the streets every night, seeking the love that you had in your eyes. One more time. Yeah, the memories of your touch, you know that they're so lush. Tell me why say goodbye. Yeah, it's a thirst that cannot be slaked. Nothing more I can take. Love they know it's too late. Intoxicate. In my dreams, yeah, we're riding across those great plains. Yeah, we're seeking our youth. Yeah, entwined under starlight, planets are singing to us about love, beauty, hope, and truth. Yeah, the truth. In this new land we'll take up a life filled with our love. Yeah, with treasure and fame. Yeah, when I wake up alone in your doorway, I realize, yeah, I can't take heartbreak. It's fate, too late. Intoxicate.
Intoxicate. It's too late. It's not too late.
Thank you.
77 Apes, aka Gary Aronsen, part of his new EP. You can listen to it and you can support Iris, New Haven's vaunted immigrant and refugee help agency. All proceeds from this new EP Gary has released, called Shout, Fight, Sing, Cry, Dance, Love, will go $6, 6 songs. Go to Bandcamp, look up 77 Apes, right?
That's correct.
77 Apes. Go to Bandcamp, $6. You help Iris. You hear some music that Gary threw these around, inspired by the moment, not just sit on his butt, but get up and do something and have fun in the process. Oh, you're going to write a song about Avelo Airlines?
You know, it's funny you bring that up because the song that you guys are going to play, the song that's called Who's Next, is explicitly about the targeting of people. And eventually, as we all know, you don't think you're going to be the next one on a plane, but that's what the song is exactly about. So it actually fits directly, unfortunately, into that scenario. So,
well, it was really fun to meet you and hear you play. Gary Aronsen, and he's going to be at Bleachers in Bristol Friday night, 9 to 12, and that's Friday, April 11th, because sometimes this is on rerun. Mm-hmm. And on May 17th from 5 to 6, you can catch his full band at Taste of Connecticut Festival in Bushnell Park in Hartford. And one last time at Bandcamp, look up 77 Apes, and you can get his whole new EP exclusive to Bandcamp and help Iris. So we're going to take it out. Thanks to Harry Jost for working the controls. with a song recorded from the album so you could hear it with the full band, the one that is the most specifically on point in a literal sense about the deportation horrors that inspired you to write this music. It's called Who's Next? It's by 77 Apes. This is Paul Bass wishing everyone, by the way, a good Passover if you celebrated our season of liberation and reflection. And here we go.
Thank you.
Teachers, they took the priests, they took the doctors, they cleared the streets, yeah. And they're standing by the cattle cars wondering who's next. Drums in the sky, they're gonna intensify, just who's next. Kangaroo courts, you know they're gonna report on who's next. Run! Open your eyes, I sail.